Hey, what's good? What's going on, everybody? You already know who this is, and welcome back to. And that is, man, I just want to come let you know this is just the journey of the weekly analysis of how I look at the market. I'm not telling y'all that I get this right. Majority of the time, honestly, I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I don't have the accolades, honestly. I don't have like 20 years of accolades to give you. I don't have 40 years of accolades to give you. But when I do have 5 years in, being able to fall, bust my ass, get up, get down, get up, provide, grow, and learning this skill, build an academy, give to others, give to those. I've learned that I want. It's time for me to duplicate the magic. So I've been able to do it again. Well, I've been able to do it one time, so it's trying to do it again for myself. But documenting the journey, so it's really no pressure if I be able to put this content out. There's no pressure if I be able to tell you that you're gonna win $1 million. You're not. I mean, you can. You learn the skills, and as you get older, I mean, as you get better with the experience, you can definitely make this financial uh freedom for yourself. But keep it straight to the thing that we got for, man. Coming back to you for the weekend analysis. Look, happy holidays, happy New Year's, New Year. Pray you guys definitely get you some goals going in. We gotta be like 7 to 12 goals, but only get one goal to three goals that you can improve on yourself every day. Going into 2025, man, we're good. So, you already know how I do it, man. I show my face so you can see that I'm real. I'm not a robot. I'm real. A regular Joe, me. You know who I am. If you don't, my name is Shar Blue, and I'm here to show you. Like, this is how I tap in every week. I already been doing some of this stuff within the academy. With some of my traders that I really tap in with every day. So, anyway, I'm being able to do this for myself. I'm not really open to like uh, mentorship. I have only a certain amount of students that I'm tapping in with this year and really focus on my portfolio. So you guys get to watch me. So moving to this, just comes to see me ramble. We're going to go over the week analysis for January 6th through January 10th. It is already 7, so I'm gonna show you some things that I already got going on. One. Show you some things I already got drawn up. I'm gonna go with three trades: Nas 100, a GBP JPY, JPY USD. Show you my analysis, what I think, and then I will probably come back to this trade AD USD. I don't know. I may show you go one of them. I may show you them, and I may show you how you can look at the trade in the overall sense, so you continue to get better at just being able to spot things with the naked eye. This is a crypto ADA USD, but we're not gonna get into it right now. So I'm gonna remove my face from here. Remember, I'm gonna remove my face from here. And if you support me, you never did support me. I really don't care if you support me, honestly. Like I said, this is all about the journey. This right here is documenting everything coming to 2025 every time I get on the chart. So I'm gonna remove my face so we can focus on the chart. We're gonna go over those three set analysis, and I'm outie, okay? I already got it to one trade. It is Nas 100. Me and my elite man members got into it, and like I said, I kind of saw it early on. I've been monitoring Nas 100. So anyway, we're gonna get into it. So let's do it. So let me take my face off of here because you know how I feel. All right, and we're gonna get into it. So I want to focus on Nas 100. And then we'll go into those two pairs, GBP, JPY, and JPY USD, and I'll tell you if I want to trade it. If I don't want to trade it, why? Why not? Okay. So I got my handy dandy note. Like I said, we're gonna look at this from the 4 hour to the day to the one. Drop it down analysis so you can see how I got here. I'm not gonna spend too much on it of how I did this and how I did that. I'll show you at the end, looking at some key pointers of how I'm looking at the market and the market structure overall. But I'm going to show you this to just give you an overall general idea of what I'm looking at for this week for January 6th through January 10th. All right. So this is NAS 100. We're going to pull back to the daytime frame. I like to trend trade. So when I see trades that go along with the trend, or when I see trades that are going, well, yeah, that's basically what it is. Go along with the trend. I tend to look for those type of trades. I also like market structure. I like going along with market structure. So if you've never heard of Wyckoff's wave or Elliott wave or any of those type things, then you definitely should tap in to learn more. Okay, but if you haven't, you have, then cool. You have it, whatever. Um, so Nas 100. Looking at Nas 100, I was honestly looking for the sale. Uh, we're on it for the day time frame. Looking at this, honestly, guys, I wanted to find the origin of this trend. It really started off way down here, honestly, for the day. And uh I'm just this okay. So I'm gonna look at something. I want to look at this Fibonacci retracement real quick from that down here to up here. Uh okay. Okay. So yeah, price is bouncing off this. One, two, three. Let me look at it. Drop it down to the time frames 4 hours. All right, so to some nice little trend here, then price broke it. This is Nas 100. So, all right, so not to make all this complicated, because I like to just center on the chart itself. So, as you can see, this right here, just let's just start here. This is a major resistance level for price right here. I'm just gonna write market so you can see this is a major resistance level for price. And then price got about here. You see it resisted back down and then resist the price back down. All right, so resisted price here, resisted price here, one, two, and then price broke above to test support. It kept testing the support. So it's a major support resistance level, right? All right, support became significant in the level about here. Price get tested as a support level right about in there. All right. So we're looking at the white line. This white line is a major support level right here, right? Because in the past, it was testing it as a resistance level. All right, like I said, not going to get too crazy with how I got this, how I got this, how I got that. I'm just showing you what my weekly analysis look like. So this is still testing it as a support. All right, so price was initially buying, as you say, it was a nice little trend here. For it to be a strong trend line, it has to be 3 touch points or more. You have your touch points right here. One touch point, two touch point. And you see, this is 4 hours, so it's multiple 4 hour candlestick touches right here for 5. All right, so 6. So every time this trend uh touched this, every time the price touched this trend line and continued to buy, this became significant to the other buyers in the market. Okay, so smart money is buying these things because they're understanding that at this point in time, price is buying. As you can see, if I go back on the daytime frame, this is the overall picture. I was sitting on a 4 hour. So in the past, this resistance, now it's support. Um, as you can see too on the daytime frame here, price was looking at higher highs, higher lows. This is a higher low right here. And then price bought up, created a night another higher low here, and then price bought up, creating a higher low, right? So every time price bought up, it it broke character. I ain't gonna try to get all too fancy with the words, whatever, but and then this was the high right here. And then price broke above here, create a high, broke above here, creating a high, creating a high here, and then creating the overall high here. And this is where we are now. Now, when we were previously looking at this on the a few weeks ago, we saw where we needed this break, like I said, break trend selling candle, right? So we need this to break the trend line because it was bouncing off this trend line real nicely. So price come at, we wanted to create a higher high followed by a higher low, right? We need price to break this trend. So this candle broke the trend. As we saw, this one does too. But we need a candlestick that's going to confirm. So this broke below it, and then it pushed back in, create a higher low, because this is high. Then you have to follow by higher low. And then price pull back down, created to lower lows. Boom, lower low. Because you cannot deny on this daily time frame, this close of the candlestick right here is higher than this close of the candlestick. This was lower, so this is a lower low. So this is a high, followed by a higher low, followed by a higher low. Then you have a lower low, followed by a lower low, right? So right here where price is, I kind of drew like a zone. I drew that zone because that's where price is bouncing off of those lower lows, making it a real key area. Because like I said, we're seeing price making those high highs followed by high highs, followed by high highs, breaking structure like that. Then um, I ain't gonna say yeah, breaking those key levels like that, and then turn around making high followed by higher low. And had never did that in the past. So once they start buying, so price create this high followed by a higher low right there. Then this is another higher low right here, followed by another higher low, right? So just look at it for the 4 hour time frame. All right, this is the high. And then let me delete this real quick. Followed by a higher low. Then we're gonna follow this by another higher low right here. And then we're going to put this higher low right about here. Then you're gonna put the lower low here. And that's the lower low. And then we're gonna change this one to that's a lower low. All right. So price pullback created higher low. After it broke this trend line, look at this, like I said, 44 hour. After it broke this trend line here, price closed below this candlestick right here. And this was on December 19th, 2024. All right, price created a lower low after this previous lower low. Pull it back to retest that previous higher low. It did not go back to that level. So it created another high low, breaking this trend line again, creating another lower low. Like I said, it wasn't as significant, but it definitely closed that low. And then price pullback where it is where its trend line is right here, retesting the trend line, and it's going back to level. So we definitely think this is going back into this um uh prices that make it higher, made a higher, followed by higher, low. And then now we have these lower lows being disrespected, but then we have this kind of equal zone right here for this I want to call it a resistance because you have the overall this supply zone up here. I mean support zone up here. And the resistance zone up here to the support zone. So this blue zone will be like kind of my resistance zone, but this is where the overall high is and a high low. And then where my lower lows is, they'll be like that support zone. All right, so I want price to stay below that to continue to sell. And I do think price is going to sell back down to this red zone. My red zone is another key area because as you can see, price has been there in the past. And these zones, look, so that's one, that's two, three, four, five, six, seven. So this is a major key zone price had been in the past, right? Because once it broke above my white resistant level, prices done nothing but respected as a support, right? So this zone again would be in that area where price I would have put like a support zone where price could turn back around and reject it, right? But this was a key area in the past, so this would have been the area where I actually use this at. So since in the past you did this support, good trade, but yeah, breaking this is to support, testing as a resistance. I can see it come back down. Also, I think I showed you guys with the. I don't think I'm gonna get too crazy with the Fibonacci. Show you that. Let me see if I want to. That's kind of what I got right there. Let me see if I want to show you this Fibonacci thing I got. Let's see this. Since I know this is the overall high up here, let me find out widget of this trend. It's down here for the day. Mm. Yeah, because that's when the end of the trend, and then price will start selling back down. Once it hit this red zone, I'll try to put back when we see you see what I'm showing you. So 7, 8, 6. It's the first pushment. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then prices start. Break it down to come back to retest these levels. Because this is where that trend line started. So price do at least got to come all the way back down to this trend line to retest. At least back down to the zero point 0.5 or 0.382, even the 0.618. And it can either buy up from there or continue to sell. But anyway, that's kind of what I got from Nas 100. But I do right now, temporary right now, this will be selling. So let's drop down to the 1 hour. So you kind of get just the, I mean, you kind of can see it on the higher time frames where this one is going. And then throwing the pivot levels on it just go further because you see it's going falling back below the pivot levels. Uh, it put us in a trade and it kind of pulled back a little bit to retest the zone here. So I do think it's going to continue to push for that sale. I think it was just gaining momentum for sure. I'm gonna take this off. Uh, delete that. Yeah. Um. So it's kind of like right now. I'm gonna let that trade take off. Like I said, I already got that trade in currently, so we're just gonna let it ride. And I'm gonna show you GBP, JPY. Leading to these trades, let me make sure I go to forexfactory.com and we stay always going over news. Excuse me. So I kind of wrote notes to kind of speed up this process with the so for forexfactory.com, we got GBP, JPY is yellow folders. The GBP is yellow and JPY is yellow. So I'm not gonna go over the rest of the folders that are red. We're just gonna focus on GBP, JPY right now. And then that gonna lead us to JPY USD. And so GBP, JPY, I was looking at that currently at let me see. Was looking for a buy. I don't think I found a trade that I wanted to get in with that this week. I know I definitely got into Nas 100. Um, but let me look at GPTY. I wanted to see how it go. Okay, I have a trade idea. that I that we was looking at, but um I can show you why I said this by. So if you kept looking at the previous week, we throughout last year, leading into holidays, we had the higher high followed by a lower low that was made. Then we had a higher low followed by lower highs that is currently being made. Looking at the overall picture though, where this high high is made, there's no other. So we have this high high that was made. You have an overall lower low. In between that, nothing has been broken. So this is was obtained off the daytime frame. So in between that, nothing else have been broken, which means the higher high have not been respected, have not been disrespected, and the lower lows have not been disrespected. Um, Pulling back on the bigger picture, looking at GPJ, we were more on a grand scale. I do see this, like I said, as a overall buy. Looking at the area that we in, price had this area as a major resistance zone, right? Because this the white zone appears the overall resistance, and then the white zone below is the overall support, and this would be that resistance zone, major resistance zone that at some point in time it got tested as support, and plays a key area in this. Okay, so you see where price with the green zone is my resistance zone. So price was couldn't get past the zone. Then all of a sudden it got above the zone, retested a support, make that head and shoulder pattern. And then right after that neckline of the head and shoulder pattern, price broke below, came back to retest this resistance zone and realized that hey, is no, I mean, came back and retested this once resistance zone, but that is currently a support. And now that it's testing as support, it's like, hey, it's no longer a solid support. It has now been broken and retested as a major resistance zone. So for weeks to come, this trade sold all the way down where it's now at I supported zone. And like I said, it's easier to see this because this was drawn up on the higher time frame. But as you drop down on the smaller time frames, you get to see still the points that was put there. So right here, like I said, this is for me. So this is my little dialogue, like my little Moesha diary, my little training journal that I get to keep up. I get to watch and go over and see, make sure I see things in the market. So it's not necessarily for you guys, but I definitely appreciate everybody on this journey with me to get to watch. Um, so I see this as a major resistance zone, and then price sold all the way down to the support zone. Support, and then price resisted all the way back up to this major uh, resistant level, and then price it was still strong enough to resist it back down. Okay, boom, and then price still hitting that support zone, but all the way back up to this resistant level that it just could not get past. All right, it just couldn't get past. Like we we're all the way in March of 2015, and it cannot get past it right in here. And then you go um, in April 2008, it can get past it as a support. All right, so now it can get past it as resistance. So price has consistently resisted it down and it has not been able to get up to that point since then. But now moving into currently 2024, price broke above that key level, which was a major resistant level. All right, and so this resistant level is now consider a support. You have to come back into test it as a support. Price broke above and retested it. And as you see, price now is trying to break back above that resistance level after it retested. So and it made a high high in a lower high. Um how I see this is like I said, it is buying currently. So when I look at my pivot levels, price is still above the pivot levels, which is what I would want for a buy. It bought above, which was when if it was got to this point in the past, it pushed it down to sell, but it didn't do the price like that this time. Price broke above, it then pushed back down to retest that pivot level. So it broke out of it, created a higher low, and then price broke above and retested the pivot level that it created, right? So it gives me more of an indication and a strong lineage of a buy because price is buying. We see this overall W pattern. We can't be oblivious about that. See this overall W pattern. All right, boom, boom. So we know price is buying overall. If price is going to sell, it'll have to reject this level into here, creating higher lows followed by another higher low. But I don't see it necessarily doing that. Drop it down day. This is high high versus high low. Mm, 4 hour. Let me get off my pivot levels. High, high, lower, low, higher, low, lower, high. All right, so this is all price ain't brought above it, which is major key because when price came up there and did that push for that higher high, after that, price haven't been able to get past this zone. So this is the major resistance zone that price is pushing it down. And if for it to become this buy, I need price to break above these levels and then retesting the support. So if price does break above this level, we can get into this trade and then it'll come down and retesting as a support. But it's already retested this as a major resistance level. Like I said, we're looking for this buy. And yeah, let me pull back real quick. Let me do this like I did for where the origin of this trade is down here. Fibonacci from low to my high. Two, three. Yeah. High, low, major support. Because in the past, if you look at it in the past, price had hit this low where these lows is at, this low is. Price had hit that as a major support in the past. That's right. Bull support, support, support. High, low. So it's the previous high, previous low. And it came up, create a new high, come back to retest that low. So we want price to break that low. As you see, this is a nice little trend line that was on. So price break that trend, then we'll be definitely looking into those lows. But because the trend is a buy at this moment, and it's not giving me indication for a sale. That's why I'm going the direction of the trend. Like I said, looking at the pivot lows, they are above each other. And going out to my 1 hour, it's still above that resistance level now. It's just support. Yeah, support, resist, support, support, support. Yeah, so I was just trying to see how that actually looked. All right, so yeah, time being, I'm still looking for this as a buy, and if price does reject this right here, then it'll come out down to this low to retest these lows down here. But I think price is gonna buy above, um, because of how strong and significant these buys are in the overall. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see. It's kind of hard to say because where it is, it has an opportunity to go up to this resistance zone and then test it to break above. But I want to see. I'm real curious. So that's kind of the idea that I have for that trade. And I think the last trade we had was GBP JPY. And I didn't really like that trade. I'll tell you why. GBP JPY, I mean JPY USD. I'll tell you why I don't like that trade. What I will do is we'll go all the way back. Let's go. We go to the day. I'll tell you why. I don't know what that zone that we in. All right. So let me tell you some few factors with JPY USD. Looking at forexfactory.com, JPY is yellow, but then USD is horrible. USD was yellow, orange, and red. And then for USD also, I don't really like their pairs. Um, we had red all week, orange all week, yellow all week. So it's so crazy for back and forth with the USD pairs. So just looking at JPY USD, I just didn't like it. But just I want to point out some key things that's going on right now with JPY USD. We see where price If you look Walmart, this would be the overall resistance level. This would be the overall support level. These zones right here, I would call it resistant at that zone. If it breaks above that zone, then it changes the whole switch of the market, right? Because if it is a major resistance and it changes to support, that should tell you something. And if it's a major support and it changes to a major resistance, that should tell you something, right? So yeah, so looking at JPY USD, I'm not going to sugarcoat. Price was at some point in time created from lower low to high, higher low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? And then I think what I would do, since I don't really like this trade, I'll delete it. So let's delete all of this, and then we'll just mark everything back up so you can see what I look at it with a fresh eye. So this is on the month time frame. Mind you, I do not trade on the month time frame. I'm just showing you as a trend trader, what do I look for? Now, mind you, JPY USD is not the trade that I would trade because I don't like JPY. I mean, I don't like USD where it is going on right now, as far as economy wise and event wise. So I would not be trading anything USD. But just for practice and experiences and for future reference, let's just mark this chart. All right, so I'm going to get my kind of idea when I'm looking at the market on this overall general idea of right here on the month time frame. I'm just going to mark my overall high and my overall low. We're not just going to keep it simple. Overall high, overall low on the month time frame. I like to do it like that because if I see this on smaller time frames and I just pull back and still I can see my overall high, my overall low, that is good and I can use that, right? So I don't have to keep marking resistance and support on smaller time frames, especially if I can see it. Sorry. All right, so the second thing I do, I can go down to the week to draw my zone so I can get more of an adequate look. Keep in mind, the closer you get to the chart, sometimes it can be harder to see. So, excuse me, that's why I look at this on the week time frame. So I'm just going to mark my support zone and my resistance zone, which is where price went in a few areas, whether it was wicks, whether it was whatever, and price either above it or so below it. So we're just gonna go. I like to do like zones like this. So, um, right, and honestly, all right, that's a zone. I'm trying to see how I like this zone. All right, that's a zone. Okay, and then for the low, we'll do the same thing for the support zone. And so you can right here, but if you go to about right here, it's a little more adequate. And then if you go here, it's even more significant, right? So if I put that zone about right here, right, that would be in a very adequate zone because once price get down here, as you see price bounce tested as a support, came back down to test it again as a support, but it hasn't broken. It's resisted yet, right? So it's been supporting. So this was a major zone. Now I could do something like this to kind of close the zones a little bit. Say if price get down here, then I would want to sell. But I'm trying to see if I want it like this. Nope. Nope. Yeah. I want it like that. There we go. All right. So the next thing that I do is honestly, let's just focus on these highs and these lows. I want to show you something. And I don't want to make this too long because like I said, after this I'm getting off, but I just want to show you off like this. This is the previous high for the week. And then come back and retest the zone. Right, so previous high, previous low. Price bar all the way up there to this previous high. Price sell all the way back down to this previous low. All right. And then price buys up to this high. We're gonna pull this previous low. Price go there, it's creating low lows, right? This point's the high, low, low. This is the high, and price start creating lower lows after it. So this is right. So this is how I see it. And then I drop down to smaller time frames, right? A higher low, followed by low, higher low. Right. Now when price bought up, it brought up and created a high, and it made a lower low, right? A higher low. This was a higher low. I like to say lower high so they don't confuse me. And this is the lower high. And then this is the lower high. When price really pulled back to about here. So lower, all around lower low. So this would be a lower low. All right. So once price create that higher low for about this lower low here, boom. Right. But high, followed by lower low. Higher, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low. And as you see, we're going back into this zone about right here. Lower low. So this would be a higher low, and you'll be looking for that lower low. All right. If price comes back down and pressure higher low. But here's the thing. Even through all this shenanigans, right? This will be the or high, lower high. Price broke above this high, creating a lower high, right? But it didn't go into market strike. So price either have to bounce off this, where you can see this was a major support, not testing support, coming back up into here to retest these arms. But I honestly don't know which way it's going, right? Because it's a higher low, higher low, high, higher low. So this would be the next zone, high, and then we'll turn this to blue. So if price continues to buy, it has to come back up to this zone here and retest the high. Boom, right? But right now, price will create that lower low. So it's a high low followed by a lower low, and this was a high low right here. So price 9 times it's gonna bring down to retest these zones right here. But I'm telling you, I'm not looking at it. So I don't I honestly didn't know which way this trade could go. Um, I definitely see it bouncing off this low here because it did in the past, but I really don't like JPY USD. So um, I'm not getting into it. But how I was looking at it is price was selling at some point in time, and I think price has exhausted. In my personal point of view, it was selling, right? High, high, low, low, higher, low, lower, low, and then price turn around, a high low right here, so it could bounce. So the price break back up to here, then we'll be looking at the buys. But like I say, I honestly don't like this at all. I don't like this trade at all. Like none. Period. I think when I put my pay levels on here, I don't know if they actually made sense or if they just confused whatever was going on up here. So let's look at it. Pivot points. I don't know. And then I'm gonna get off after this. Points. Yeah, so it's still pushing this sale. As you can see, everything's still showing this sale. All right. And then create that higher. And then I want to hold on. Let me take this off since we're on the week. Let me go back to the day. On the day. And then like this. The origin of that trend was up there. So what my Fibonacci go? Let's look at some. Oh, we up to here. Then price. So I take care of that. Hmm. Price is under there. Here. 38.12 and it's pushing it back down to testing it at the 681,618, and then price is now testing the say. Yes, I think price is going to push it down to create a new lower low, but I would like to see that happen myself. I'm not going, like I said, get into the trade or anything, but that's kind of what I'm going with it. Um, because we started buying down here, and now this is the highest high point at this point of time. So with that's kind of what I got with JPY USD. I'm not really trading this. Then you have GBP JPY, looking at it for a buy and buying ideas, and then I showed you NAS 100. Um, the last thing I want to go over before I get off this, I wanted to take a glimpse. Either I think it was a gold. I think it was gold. Mm, yeah, gold we're currently is currently buying, but then I think I was looking at this for some selling opportunity because it shows some selling pressure, right? Did I take every time I keep taking this back off? And if I don't know if I'm doing it on purpose. If I am, I'm not trying to. All right, like I said, I'm wrapping this up, but these are just my personal point of view. I'm not telling you these are the things that you should be looking at in the market. I'm telling you these are the things that I see in the market. Um, um, okay, so let's take this off. We gotta right. So just generally looking at this, was looking at the overall highs and the lows. We had a nice little trend line going. And then it came away from the trend line price, creating the next previous high, previous low, previous high, previous low. As you can see, there's a head and shoulder pattern up here. Price fell below this head and shoulder pattern where this neckline is. And as you can see, it has created a resistance zone. All right, which is where we are now. So I like it because in the past, price was having a hard time resisting above, and then when it broke above, it created this first left side of the shoulder, and it's tested as a support. Price created the head, tested as support. Now, as you know, we're making the neckline of this head and shoulder. Price creates the right side of this shoulder, come down to test it as a support, and it breaks it and comes down, and as you see, it breaks the inner trend line, and then it comes and retests this under this trend line, and it now confirms this as a solid resistant. But at first, price was resisting, then it was support, 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 resistant, resistant, resistant. So now it's resisting price. In the past, it had did that before it became a solid support for this head and shoulder pattern. And as you say, this was the um what they call, oh, this is the resistance zone and this is the support zone. So I want to see price either as it creating this higher low right here. So this is a higher, equal higher highs right here, and then price follows on this 4 hour creating this look like it's a higher low. It looks like it's a higher low, but I'm not gonna say it's a higher low, but it looks like it's a higher low, right? And like I said, looking at the Fibonacci, if I start down here, still low. This was the high point. Um, Price bought all the way up, 38.2, and then it starts to exhaust around this area and falls back into, yep, it'll fall back into this zone, which would falls right into the 02336, and pillows fall right under that. Yep. Okay. So we could look at this for a nice indication of a sale. Price pullback creating this higher low after it, but as we can see, this was the higher lows right here, and it's followed by another higher low, that low right there, followed by this higher low right here. But this smaller higher low is not as significant because it's inside of this previous higher low here. Price can definitely come back and pull back into the zone, retesting this higher low. So I'm not going to say it's the definite, but if price falls below this pivot level under the zone here, then we definitely will be looking for a selling opportunity. So I want to see what it's gonna do if it breaks this low, because like I said, create this higher low right here. It has higher highs, higher high, followed by a higher low, followed by this higher low. It's all this are equal high lows right here, so high and a low. So I want to see where price breakout of this low down here. And significantly, I think it would do so because if I pull back on my 2 hour, I want to show you what price has done, has tested this in the past. So I think price come down and break this level here, right? Which was a major support, as you can see, because it was a previous, this was a previous high, previous low. All right. And then it broke above, created a high, come back to retest these lows, but it started already breaking the structure of the market, right? So price come back down and break this. And I think it will because it had tested this area before, but it's a support zone, right? So price break this support zone, then keep looking to a nice let's sale. So I'm not gonna jump the gun yet. I want to look at this trade a little bit more to keep watching it, but I do think gold is a great opportunity for a sale. And I'll write that down. Um, on so that's kind of what I got. I'll continue to look at this market later and go over it. Oh, I wanted you guys to work with something, so I wanted to point this out because I think it's important when we look at the market how significant we study it, we watch it, right? So I don't have much drawing right here on ADA. ADA USD is a crypto, but I just want you to look at this and I'm going to mark it and then delete it. So then we get off, right? Oh, and then we're gonna do a clone of this. So down here, previous high, we're gonna look mark the overall high. So price bought up here, previous high, previous low, right? And then where's the next significant push price had? It wouldn't be necessarily here because that still be a set on, previous high, previous low, previous high, right? So that's still kind of in that zone. So what would be the next push? The next push would be this previous high to this previous low. And like I said, I don't know how I'm always getting rid of my pivot levels. And the next significant previous high was up here. But then the low came all the way back down to here. So this will be the previous high, previous low. Before we made this high, right? Even though price pushed all the way back down to this level, when you look to your right, it did not take, when you look to your left, it did not take out the overall previous low, which is here. So this is still considered as, it could be buying. So the main thing is you want to is break out into new highs and respect the low. All right, so this low, as you can see, if we pull all the way over here, would have been respected. But when its price broke below this create this new higher high right here, new higher low, followed by a lower low, right? So this is what you do. Higher low. Price tested the area in the past. Price is also testing the area somewhere where we're at now. And then this is the lower low. Right? This is the lower low. So just looking at what price is right now, we know there's some selling pressure. We know price is at a higher low right now. And for it to continue to sell, it needs to break this lower low. Um, let me add this real quick, this indicator, because this is like the last time I add this pivot point, and then I'm gone. We can keep watching that too, because I like, you see how you can work with your cryptos. You can buy them, you can sell them, buy them, sell them, buy them, sell them. But this, like I said, this is just journal for myself, because I feel like if I can explain it, then we are in the game, and it's just help build confidence for myself, because you can't take everybody with you. So as you can see right now, prices in this major zone. Let's pull it back right here. What the previous high and previous low was currently. So one price is to break above this high, retesting it to continue to buy, or price to let you know that the whole structure has changed and now we're going to sales. So if price come back down to here, we'll look down to test this support zone, and if price break the support zone, then we can look down to test this pivot one and this pivot two back down to where its accumulation phase started before this bull market took a turn, right? And as you see, no other time before up here, price had any consolidation, any hold or anything, right? Price continued to buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. And now it's consolidating right here. So all of this is noise until price breaks the previous low. So we're gonna put uh, um we're gonna we're gonna put alert right here. And that's all I got. Like that's all I got right for right now. So we'll monitor it, and I'll see you next time. And oh, let me make sure I put my Facebook up. A lot of times, me, you won't be able to. A lot of times, you won't be able to try to figure out what's really going on. Sometimes it's really difficult to figure out if the market's buying or selling. Sometimes it's confusing to make sure you're going along with what makes you comfortable. So I will continue to throw out little tips and tools and tricks that shows you how I do it in the academy. It's little hidden jewels, and you'll have to find it. So you have to be following me. You have to be following our Facebook. You have to be following our um, YouTube channel to see where we drop these little nuggets at. But if you are an elite member, you already diving in deep. Then I appreciate you guys diving in. We only took in a certain amount this year, so it really means a lot to me to focus more on the craft. All right, so while you're trying to figure out what you got going on for 2025. You trying to figure out is the market buying or is it selling? Or are you going the right direction? I really don't know what I'm doing. I've been watching this for a minute and I still don't know what I'm doing. And all this craziness, you trying to figure out what to become in the year 2025, and you trying to learn the forex market, the future markets, cryptos, commodities, gold, silver, all this good stuff. Oh, I'm telling you, while you doing all this, at some point in time, you're gonna say,
Forex is stupid.
and I agree. See you next time, man. Here at Forex is Stupid. Market analysis. This is our journal. Sharp Blue. Yeah, out of here. Out of here.